Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel where I make quality content that nobody really asked for. In today's video, we actually have a costume related video and I'm very excited because if you don't know, I'm really into cosplays or costumes in general, and all my costumes are handmade by me just because I enjoy making them. So I hardly ever buy a costume in general. Even when I was a kid, my mother used to make all my Halloween costumes, so I never really buy costumes in general. But for this holiday or Halloween season, I thought, why not be a little bit different when it comes to my Halloween costume? Let's actually unbox a store-bought costume because I said I never really done that before. So I got this Elvira costume on Amazon for around $50, and I thought this would be the perfect costume to unbox here on camera because Elvira is a spooky icon and it's Halloween, so I thought it was the best choice. And I'm also going to meet her very soon at Washington State Horror Convention, so why not just buy this costume because I'm not planning on being Elvira again, so I thought, why not buy it? So I got this costume, so let's unbox it and see if these store-bought costumes are good or not, especially for the price you pay for them. So here is the costume. It is in that plastic gallon-sized bag you get at any store-bought costume. You can get like Spirit Halloween or something like that. So yes, here's Elvira. So I got in the size standard because there's like 3 different sizes you can buy on Amazon. There's the small, which that is not me, and there is standard, which is more my size. I'm really just small enough to fit into a standard, which I find weird because I'm not that big of a person. So, and the other size you can get is plus size. So I feel like that size range is a little, but it is what it is. So I'm just gonna take it out of this package, and I know this costume comes with the dress, the belt, and the daggers. So let's see if it's any good because I said this cost me $50. So it's either gonna be a really good $50 dress or it's gonna be like a $50 dress. And if I were to make this costume, it'll be much more expensive than $50. So here is the little dagger she came with. It's just a nice plastic dagger. Nothing too fancy about it. It's just a little plastic thing. And then here is also the belt piece. It looks like, okay, so here's the belt piece. And I thought it would be a little bit more better quality. I thought it would be a little bit more like an actual pleather material, but it's just this really, you know, kind of like foamy material, very cheap. Don't know if I love that, but we'll definitely try it on. And the main reason, or the main piece for this costume, is the Elvira dress. And I tell you, I got in a size standard, which I said it's a little bit, like their sizes are like pretty small, because like I barely will fit in this, and I'm not that big of a person, so. But here is the Elvira costume. Now I feel like this looks much different than the listing photos online because as the listing photos, it made the belt look like it's actually like pleather or like some sort of pleather shiny material. I mean, the dagger looks fine, and I thought the dress would be like a satin, but the dress is actually a knit. It's like a legging material, which is, you know, to each their own. I personally think it's fine, and it does not have any cut pads or anything. It's literally just a dress. So it has these nice long sleeves, and I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't really match again the photo because on the photo it had like little holes on her sleeve because that's what Elvira has, but it is what it is, I guess. And here's the bottom of the dress. And it doesn't have holes in it either, so right now it just kind of reminds me the way that this dress looks of a very fancy choir dress. So don't know how I feel about that, and I don't really like that it has this like middle seam. I thought it would be like all one piece, so it seems like they have a bodice and a skirt. So let's at least have it slit. Okay, at least it has a slit, but again, it doesn't have any hems, so it's just this raw edge. So far, do I think it worth $50? I'm not quite sure. Maybe it'll look better once it's on, but here's this dress straight out of the packaging, and I'm not quite sure if I love it, but you know what? I'm gonna try it on, and see if it's worth it, because so far I'm not impressed. But I also had to remember that I also make my costumes, and my costumes are very high quality. And this one, I said, kind of remind me of a cheap choir dress you were in high school, so, or band dress. And I still have mine, and it's very similar to this, so I feel like $50 is a lot. But I'm gonna put everything on and see if I change my mind on it. So here's the Elvira costume on, and welcome to my filming setup over here. I wish I could give you more of a full body shot, but just the way that my camera setup is, this is the best you're gonna get. So yes, but here's the costume on, and I'm not gonna lie, the costume does look much better on than straight out of the bag. When I first took it out of the bag, I was a little bit like, oh, this is why I bake my costumes, or at least if I do buy my costumes, I buy them from a cosplay making business, right? Not like a, you know, mass-produced Halloween costume business. But once I put the dress on, it's not too bad actually. Where I pay more than $50 for it? No. Did I wish I paid a cheaper price for it? Yes, but here it is on. And one thing I was a little bit nervous about when putting this costume on was just the fit of the dress in general, because sometimes, or maybe just my experience of being a choir and band kid in high school, these long black dresses could be a little bit ill-fitting, you know. But actually it has some nice seam work to it, to where it could be flattering on most people, especially since it has this belt piece. Because I mean, the sides aren't as tailored in as I would like it to, but with this belt piece, it actually helped, you know, cinch in the dress waist a little bit more. So overall, I'm very happy with the fit of this costume. I'm actually pretty happy with this costume in general. Now, is $50 a lot? To be honest, yes, because since I make so many costumes, they probably cost me around the same amount of money for materials for this outfit. So I feel like when a cosplay or a costume is almost the same price of what I would have pay for if I made it, it's kind of like for me to defeat the purpose. But the whole point of me buying this costume is because I didn't want to make it. So, but overall, it does look like Elvira's dress, and I think it's really good. But it is a little bit modest. Now, if you're like I'm a modest lady, you probably like where the neckline is and where the slit is, but I feel like it could be a little bit more revealing. Now that I say that out of my mouth. Because I said it really stops right where my cleavage starts, so like you can see a little bit of a peekaboo, but you don't see like the whole thing. So I would definitely, for me, would try to undo this seam right here and open it up a little bit more to be more accurate to Elvira, because that's what she's known for, you know. And this slit is fine, but I also realize I'm short, so if you're like a little bit taller than me, it'd probably be a high slit. So I have to remember that because I'm only 5 foot. But overall, I'm very happy with this costume. Now, there's some things I don't like about it because it's me. I can always find something I don't like. I don't really like how, as I mentioned when I first opened up this costume, that the sleeves or even the hem of the skirt doesn't have the little hole detailing that you have in her costumes. It's just like a solid piece. And I wouldn't complain about that if they didn't advertise it that way, but in the advertisement photo, they did have the little holes in it. So I feel like they used a fake photo. So shame on them if they did. But I feel like sometimes it just doesn't quite match the product photo. And again, this belt piece. Now I am going to use this belt piece when I'm at Elvira because I don't want to make it. Because the whole point of me buying this costume is not to make anything. Oh my gosh. My earring just fell into my boots. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, the belt piece. So, with this belt piece, I just like, it is so cheap. I mean, I will use it when I'm at Elvira because it does the job, but I really don't like that foamy, like, fabric they use for costume accessories. Like, a lot of pre-made costumes have that. I don't really like that. So, if I wanted to, I probably just would have remade the belt piece, but I don't want to. And it looks fine on, but like this touching and stuff, it just feels like really cheap. But at least the dagger's nice and it fits nicely on here. And the belt is like a tie on the back, so you can just adjust this for how tight you want it, which is nice because again, this belt really helps like tie in the waist, because I feel like the the seam work could be a little bit more tailored in, but it is what it is. And one thing I was also nervous about when putting this costume on was that because there's 3 sizes you can get in this costume. You can get small, you can get standard, and you can get plus size. And one thing that concerned me that I was just basically on the rim of being too big for this costume. And I'm not a big person at all. I'm very petite, and the fact that somebody like my size, I wear a size like 8, somebody my size could be a bit big for this. I thought that was kind of wild because the next size up is plus size, and somebody like me shouldn't be a plus size, you know? So I found that a little bit weird. But actually having it on, it's actually a little bit big in some areas. So I feel like if you're a little bit bigger than me, you could fit in this dress, and this material is stretchy. So yes, but that's one thing I had to take note. Like, it fits me really well. I was nervous of it being too tight, and I wish it was a little bit tighter, but it fits me fine. So slay on that. And again, and I do have some wiggle room in some areas. So if you're a little bit bigger than me, you can probably fit in this. So yes, so that's the Elvira costume. There's not much else I want to say about it. I said it's $50. Which seems like a lot, but it's not too bad of a price. It does not give choir dress as much as it did when I unboxed it because it has a nice tailor shape, so it does look nice. I just wish that it had a bit more detailing, but of course you can always add that yourself. And I wish this neckline was a little bit more plunging, but not all of us want that. So, you know, you're cosplaying Elvira, that is what she's known for, you know. So, but one thing about this costume is if you take out the belt piece and you do your makeup a certain way, you can look like Morticia Addams. So it could be like a 2-in-1 costume. So that's nice. So overall, here's the costume. I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's a nice costume, but is it like the best thing ever? No. Does it serve the purpose I want it to do? Yes, especially me wearing it to a Halloween convention, and so I'm not planning on being Elvira again after that. So, but overall, I'm happy with it, and again, I'm gonna make a few adjustments, like definitely, you know, open up the chest a little bit more and made the slit. But overall, I'm very happy. However, I'm not happy that I just bought these pantyhoses, and the moment I put them on, they ripped. So let's see if I can return them because that's ridiculous. And why are pantyhoses like $13 for a pair? Utterly ridiculous. But anyways, here is the Elvira costume, and overall I'm pretty happy with this. So I cannot wait to see what the rest of this will look like when I have the rest of my Elvira accessories on. Until then, that's all for today's video, and I hope you didn't find it boring or cringy. And I had no idea what my next video is, but probably Elvira related because it's Halloween season. And until then, I'll catch you in my next one. So bye!